Right, I woke up a few weeks ago with something wrong with me. Basically, I woke up and, that wasn't a Healthscare, I didn't just wake up, that's not, woke up, I'm awake, oh no, that's quite normal, I wake up most days, if I'm honest. Now, I woke up and there was three things wrong with me. I had my eye, on my left, I was going to say my eye on the left side, otherwise known as the left eye. That was all kind of swollen up. I don't know why it was swollen up, it was just kind of there. And I hadn't been in a fight the night before, there was no reason it was infected, it was just swollen up. I didn't know what that was, right? At first I thought it was a sty, but I'm not entirely sure what a sty is. I thought, I can't just say it's a sty. You can't say any swelling, it's probably a sty, I don't know. So I kind of got away with it, I thought I'm okay. But then, just below my eye, I've got a thing called a nose, and my left nostril was also swollen up, right? Two things on the left side. So swollen, I couldn't get a finger up it. Now, I'll be honest, I had some stuff I was saving for the morning, not outright. And, God, now, those two things alone aren't enough to really worry. I mean, I wouldn't go to the doctors on those two things. But the third thing was I had a slightly achy left testicle. Now, I should say, when I say achy, I mean I could tell it was there. I don't know if that makes any sense to the men who are but normally, I know they're there, but I can't tell. This time, I was definitely given notice of its presence. That to me is an ache. And horrible, right? Now, these three things together scared me a bit. Swollen eye, swollen nose, achy left testicle. I was getting a bit terrified. I thought I better go to the doctors because I thought maybe I was having the world's shittest stroke. I thought they seem more exciting on the adverts, if I'm honest. There was no fire or anything. But no, it wasn't. Well, I go to the doctors, and it turns out it wasn't a stroke, so all of you worried it wasn't. But I go to the doctors, and for the first time in my life, the doctor is, she's not only a female and attractive doctor, but she's significantly younger than me. Now, I don't know how young you can be to be a doctor, but anyone in the room knows. I should have checked this, I don't care. But she was early 20s, as early 20s as you can be to be a fully qualified doctor. I mean, I'm guessing she was fully qualified. I mean, she was in the practice. I mean, I didn't check. You just go, well, if they're in there, they must be, right? No, I'm a doctor. No. So I go in there, and she's attractive, and she's young, and I'm feeling old, and I'm thinking, I'm going to show this girl at least half of my testicles. And I'm starting to wish I had a shower, if I'm honest. Now, horrible. Now, I went in there, and it was a bit weird. I felt strange, and because when I'm going to show a doctor or any medical practitioner some private parts, in my head I want a doctor. This isn't sexist, but I want a big old man doctor with a beard and a bow tie, smelling quite musty. I feel safe with that kind of man fondling me. And so I go in there and I say hello. And she says, "What's wrong?" And I say, "Oh, I've got three things wrong with me." I said, I thought I better go, least shocking down to shocking. And I said, "I've got a swollen eye, doctor." And she went, "Okay." I said, "I've got a swollen nose." She went, "Okay." And then I paused. And I've got this problem. I don't know if anyone else shares this problem in doctor surgeries, but I get a bit scared of whether to say the colloquial term that I use to describe the body part that's wrong with me, or the medical term that I would never use in conversation, but I know they're expecting. So do I say testicle or ball, or testicle or ball? And I panicked and just went, well, doc, it's my balls. I said the word balls. And I said, "Doc, I am not Bugs Bunny. I've got no right to call a doctor Doc, right?" And so I said, "That's my balls." And bless her, she said, "Let's start from the top." So she looked at my eye and said, "Oh, it appears to be a sty." Right? Fuck yeah, I was right. Self-diagnosis wins. She looked at my nose, looked at it, right? And there is no worse time in your life when a doctor says to you, "It's a spot." I was crushed. I was thinking there better be something seriously wrong with my testicles. Otherwise, I'm going to look very stupid. So I come in there, and she says, "Right, we better check your testicles." I was like, "Okay," and it was a bit awkward, if I'm honest. I don't know what to do. She took me to this kind of other area, and there was like this curtained area to come across. And as she pulled the curtain across, and the curtain covered the door. And she said, "Well, what does it do? If anyone walks in, I've locked the door, they won't walk in. If anyone does walk in, then you'll be protected by the curtain." I was like, "Oh, that's very kind, thank you very much." And I go into the curtain area, and as I'm walking in, she says, "What do you do for a living?" And I went, "Well, actually, I'm a comedian." And as I was dropping my trousers, she went, "Oh, dressed like that, I thought you'd be a musician." I don't know if she meant skinny jeans or the fact they were around my ankles, I'm not sure. And I started to strip. Now, I'm making a mistake. Now, if you're ever in this situation again, any people in this room, please take off the trousers and pants in one action, right? That's what you do. You take it down, you make it not sexual, you just take it straight down. What I did was pull the jeans down, left the pants up, and then she comes in, and I've realised that I've now got to peel pants off whilst there's an attractive female in the newly partitioned room. And she said, so she's just kind of waiting. In my head, and this isn't right, but in my head I've got the... I don't feel good about this, and I'm going, oh God, and I pull them down, perhaps a little too straight up, I pull them right down, and flaps a bit, and then, and she goes to inspect my aching left testicle. Now, I've got to be honest with you, in my memory, at this point, she's kneeling down. I don't think she was. That's just, every time I think about it, she was definitely kneeling down. But I'm fairly sure. I mean, that's not how they teach medical. They'd say, whatever you do in a medical situation, don't make it look like a porn film, right? Okay, yeah. You seem to be fine, Terry. She said, Terry, are the doctors supposed to say Mr. Saunders? I don't know, I just thought it'd be nice to have a bit of formality left. She said, you'd be fine. And she took me back, and as she was checking the second one, I looked up, I hadn't looked up all this time, I was just kind of concentrating on what she was doing. I looked up, the way she pulled this curtain around, she'd actually pulled it too far, and the other side had revealed a gap in the curtain. Now this little curtain rail had a gap that led onto a wall, and this wall had what we commonly call a window. And the window looked out onto the street, and there it was in the street, a child with a pushchair pointing. And I didn't have the heart to say to her, oh, no, sorry, you seem to have shown my fingers, and to a baby. So I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything at all. I just thought, go and carry on. Because if I say something, she might get annoyed and tell me I've got something bad. I don't know if that's how it works, but it might. And, so she goes back, and as she sits down, she says, so, what kind of comedy do you do? I went, well, actually, I just tell stories about stuff that happened. I hope you're not going to use me on one of your stories. I was like, I wasn't going to until you showed my penis to a pushchair. Then you became a contender. She sat me down and said, look, Terry, I think you're fine. There doesn't be anything wrong with your testicles, you seem to be fine. But I'm going to send you for a scan, just to be on the safe side. Now, I went for a scan, and it was when I say I went for a scan, there was a wait in between. It wasn't like I had to wait for a letter. In the story now, I'm going straight to this. It's like an iPhone advert, steps have been removed. Sometimes the narrative pass quicker. But I went to the scan, and the scan was the hospital. I go into the scan room, and it's a man with a beard and a bow tie, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't what I wanted. Just careful what you wish for. You do not want a doctor with a beard and a bow tie rubbing gel on. I thought I was supposed to put the gel on. I thought that was the half the point, but he seemed to quite enjoy putting gel on me. And he put it on, and he did. It's basically, you've had an ultrasound scan, it's the same thing. It's like the clicks and the whistles and the scans and all that kind of thing. And he was scanning my testicle. And it was a weird moment because I couldn't see the screen. I felt like a child at a chip shop going, what's happening behind there? And he's doing it for ages, right? Ages and ages, and he doesn't say a word. Apart from saying hello and here's the gel, he said nothing to me in like 10 minutes. And I'm starting to get worried, thinking he's probably looking at the screen going, I've never seen one that big before. I'm in tumour. And he said, and then he looked at me, and it was. It's in the same department that pregnant women have their scan. I mean, I hope they wash the nozzle when they finish, but because you know, if you have an ultrasound scan with a baby, they show you the scan and go, there's its leg, there's its arm, that kind of thing. But eventually, he did that to my testicle. I mean, he didn't say there's its leg. He didn't say that. But he pulled it around and said, he showed me my testicle in full ultrasound glory. He said, you see that? And he looked at the patch on the screen, and his words, he said, you see that worm there? I said, yes. I said, yeah, that's the kind of veins, that's probably what's called in the egg. I said, choose your words more carefully. Don't be the first thing you say in 10 minutes, see that worm burrowing its way into your testicles, into your brain. That's ultimately going to kill you, right? And he did it, that's all he said, right? And then he said, oh, you had the results in a week. What a I had to go back to my other doctor and go in there, and she had to read out the results from the screen. And I've never been more embarrassed in my life when the doctor says to me, trying to suppress a giggle, saying, Mr. Saunders, oh, now she's saying it, said, Mr. Saunders, what seems to be wrong with you is you have, and I quote, a varicose vein on your testicle. That's what's wrong with me. Old woman leg, my ball. Not nice. Not nice in any way, shape or form. I said you can have an operation to get it removed. Fuck that. So I'm stuck with it for life. My achy testicle is going to be here with me for life. I'm starting to get accustomed to it. I use it to help me make decisions on a day-to-day basis. 1 8 for yes, 2 for no. I call it my magic 8 ball. That's all depressingly true.